In this video, we're going to get ourselves rocking and rolling. So let's do it. We're going to need to run npm install -- save express. So express is going to be the server we're running, and it's a relatively small package. So let's do it. So the first thing we're going to do is going to do import express from express. We need to do a const app is equal to new express. And then we're going to do app.listen 3000. Ooh, not list, app.listen. And so what this is going to do is we're going to create a new express app. And then our app is going to listen on port 3000. Now, it's not good to hard code your port. And the reason for that is that you're not always necessarily going to know what port you want to listen to. So instead of just doing port 3000, we're going to do process.env.port or. So what this is going to say is it's going to say if we have a port environment variable, use that. Otherwise, just default to 3000. So that's going to be very beneficial for if we want to tell, like a deployed server, just put the port on the env, or we're just going to run default 3000. So now that we have app.listen, we're going to go ahead and go to our terminal. We're going to do npm start. All right, we're running. There's no errors. So what we can do now is we're going to do app.get / rec res, and I'll tell you what all this means in just a second. We're going to get all the code down first, and we're going to return res.send hello world. Now, so what we said is we want to have a GET request on the base URL, and this is our request and our result, and then we want to return result.send hello world. So I'll just show you what that looks like, and we're going to do localhost / 3000. And as you can see, let me zoom in, it's pretty small. We have hello world. So what's happened? We have a get, and then we res.send on hello world. So let's try something else. Let's say app.get / world rec res, and we're going to return res.send world. I'm going to need to fix that capitalization. And then we're going to go back to our Chrome, and then we're going to do /world, not word. But this is what it looks like when there is no get on word, or there's no get on that endpoint. So as you can see, since we don't have a get on endpoint, that's going to be cannot get. So if I put in world, oh man, I cannot type today. It says world. So there you go. If you can't see that, this is what it is. It's just localhost / 3000 world. Perfect. So now that we've gotten that, we're pretty much not going to use Google Chrome anymore. I just wanted to show you a basic GET request on Chrome. From now on, we're going to use Postman. Now, what this is going to do is we're going to be able to just click in and request URL. We're going to do localhost / 3000. And you might see that I have some autofills here, but that's perfectly fine. But now we can see we get the hello world here. So that's really cool because we can also make all the other kinds of requests. The main ones are get, post, put, patch, delete. But it has extra ones there as well. But from now on, we're going to use Postman because it's a lot easier to use for other types of requests other than get that your browser makes. So we're going to test world as well. Perfect. So now that we've got that going, what we're going to want to do is we're going to make another post request. So let's go ahead and we're going to need to install something that will allow us to have the ability to read in from a post request body. So what we're going to want to do is we're going to do npm install. We're going to go ahead and close our server. We're going to do npm install -- save body parser. So what body parser is going to do is it's going to allow us to parse the body of a post request, or of really any type of request is going to have a body. But for us, it's going to be a post request. So what we're going to need to do now is we're going to need to do import parser from body parser. And then we're going to want to say app.use parser.url encoded extended false. Now, app.use is the way that we're going to use middleware. So basically, our application is going to use this middleware function. So basically, what Express is going to be doing is it's going to be using parser as it's doing things. So it's a request is going to come in and it's going to go through parser. So if it has a body, it's going to parse the body. And this URL extended means it's not going to have nested, like deep nested objects. We're just not going to have to worry about that. We're not going to be sending any deep nested objects, so it's best to keep it off. So now that we have that, we're going to have an app.post, and we're going to have it at /, and we're going to do rec res, do an arrow function, and we're going to return res.send request.body. So what's going to happen is we're going to send back down what we sent up. So the reason that we're going to do this is just kind of show what we're getting from our body. Now, you can have a different type of request at the same URL. So a GET request and a POST request can both be at the root URL. So I could have a app.post world as well. There's nothing wrong with that. That's completely valid. So we're going to use that, as you'll see as we go along in the APIs. We're going to have multiple of the same endpoints, but they're going to be different types of requests. So we're going to want to start our server back up. And we have no errors, which is good. So we're going to switch we're going to get rid of world, and then we're going to switch the GET request to a POST request. And then we're going to go to the body, and you can see we have a key and value, and we also have form data and XWW form URL encoded. We want to make sure that we check form URL encoded, because we're not sending form data, we're sending body data. So we're going to add a key of test, and it's going to have a value of data. So we're going to send that. And as you can see, we got back a JSON object of test and data. So if we were to add new keys, new key, new data, we send that, and we're going to get it right back. So that's all there is to a POST request. In the next video, we're going to actually set up a MongoDB instance, and we're actually going to push these into a new object. It's going to kind of be a throwaway test object, but we're going to actually save the post, and then we're going to return it back to them. So I'll see you guys soon.